na kayo ng achievement pinakataas sa Pilipinas ngayong gisapa.
The ability to conquer the highest peak that towers all the mountains in the country by its summit made us realize that life is either a daring adventure or nothing. The greater the challenges, the greater the triumph. The journey to the highest peak amongst all the mountains in the Philippines isn't as easy as what we've imagined. It requires strength, courage, hard work, and preparation, because the grandfather of all the Philippine mountains will bring us 9,692 feet above sea level. The mist that touches our warm bodies, buried shoes on a muddy trail, the bodies that shivers from a cold wind, limbs that benumbed from the vertical slopes of the volcano boulders, the taste of bittersweet success that's made out of the toughest journey that we had to go through to reach the peak of Mount Apple. The experiences that we shared with our friends would even be sweeter when shared with our loved ones. The feeling of wanting to share it with everyone that we knew and we worked with is something that we dreamt of. Before the journey started, we were filled with enthusiasm and excitement, thinking the time we spent for preparation has now come to what they are all worth for. Though we've had unexpected changes due to security and health protocols, there were no rooms left for disappointment. Instead, we were thrilled and more persevered. A few kilometers away from the jump-off, we pitched our tents and stayed for the night at Camp Paradise, where we could relax and seize the moment because tomorrow won't be an easy track to venture. Witnessing the beauty of the golden sun rays that gives the live colors to the sea of clouds, meadows, and mountain paradise. The scenery that was captured not only by the lenses of our cameras, but also with our eyes. The photos that are deemed worthy for an Instagram post are also the memories we took that we can carry for the rest of our lives. On our trek to the Camp Goody Goody, we passed a green field of vegetable farms, approaching clouds of tiny water droplets suspended in an atmosphere with a welcoming sound of nature. The chirping birds as if they were cheering on us in our adventure. The trees that sway as if they tell us where to go. The adventure wasn't a smooth hike. We had to dodge gnarled and fallen trunks that were bigger than 3 to 5 people combined. The up and down slopes of hills and paths that we had to go through, and the deep muddy tracks that we had to endure. All of these were eased by the magical whispers of the century-old trees. As soon as we reached the junctions, we all felt tired, hungry, and thirsty. But the thought of reaching a milestone of our climb is something that satisfies the struggles that we had for the time being. 7,000 feet above sea level, an astounding thought and achievement, but we're not yet even close. And we knew, in time, the peak is there waiting for us to celebrate our hardships and perseverance. When we arrived at Camp Goody Goody, the camp is already filled with hikers, and we started looking for spots where we can pitch our tents and settle down to prepare for the gathering. It was a cool day, and we were filled with excitement. As we looked forward to seeing the beauty of nature, we were surrounded with big old trees, the pattern of the leaves that covers the sky, that amazes our eyes and imagination, thinking they're all uprooted in the ground, but they are reaching the endless sky. At 7,520 feet above sea level, everyone felt the success of reaching another milestone. We may have not yet reached our goal, But this achievement marks everyone's success. The struggles, the pain, the wound and sweat were all paid off. Truly, that money can't buy us happiness. When the sun was asleep and the clouds covered the dawn, the trees sways into a rhythm with the falling rain. We were all walking in the dark, with only our headlamps, all the way through the boulders. Stones bigger than human, steps that are merely safe, the smell of a sulfur vent that suffocates, and the wind that feels like an ice dripping through our pores. We felt cold like never before. When we arrived at the white sand, we started seeing the beauty of the mountain rocks, the huge section of stones that we called the boulders, and the wild berries that doesn't just feed our stomachs, but our fantasies of being able to eat a fruit in a wild that doesn't exist in the cities we live in. It all tastes like heaven. The cold breeze that numbs our bodies, the wanting to just bury ourselves under the rocks that blocks the wind. It wasn't all relaxing, but it didn't stop us from doing what seems to be impossible, removing our tops, and took the challenge. We were all surrounded by the mists and fogs, until we almost reached the peak that surprises us with a golden sun rays. We thank God for clearing the Apo view. With an overlooking of almost the whole region, we even saw the tip of Mount Matutum from the other side of the Mindanao Islands. Truly, Mount Apo is amazing, majestic, and mighty. A football-sized crater was so accommodating that it lent us its peaceful view and a plain structure. The unimaginable pleasure that it gave us, the glance of honor and satisfaction. It was an awesome achievement, and we all felt amazing.
I made it!
We conquered the extraordinary, the tiresome steps, the pain we felt, the uneasy feeling were all eased. Thank you, Mount Apo, for the greatest achievement we had through you. We were truly blessed with the opportunity to be one with the nature.
Thank you, Apo!
Yeah, po.